probably get to usable. And usable is where the art of experience design begins. And I've been building throughout my career little things, little delighters into the stuff that I build, above something that's usable. So this, some of you would have seen, is Avid, where it's trying to find a book based on a barcode, and if the internet is slow, it starts adapting. It says, in just a few seconds, all will be revealed. And it says, it's taking a little longer than usual. And then it's still not loading. So it goes, okay, this is not making me look good. It's trying to understand what the user is feeling and adapt to it. And then finally it says, it starts crying. I mean, no matter how pissed off you are, this guy's having a worse day, right? So, you know, how can you get angry at it? It empathizes, right? So this doesn't mean, of course, that you should go and build Clippy into your application. So please don't do that. Thank you. It does mean, however, that we need empathy. As designers, empathy is our most important skill set, right? So again, in Feathers, for example, my Twitter client, when you're typing things, the color of the bird changes, right? It doesn't tell you how many characters are left until you can actually do something with it. When you get to the end, it does tell you, right? And objects, you have to understand, the stuff you're building have character. And it's okay. It's okay for them to have character. Even if you're not aware of it, you will add a character to it. If you're aware of it, you can control what that character is. So it's not always gimmicks, but this is kind of gimmicky. If you tap the bird, he flaps his wings. It's just for fun. It's okay. It's okay to have fun with what you do. But like I was saying, not everything's a gimmick. Getting that keyboard to work so that when you move your finger, it follows you around. It worked exactly like the iPhone's keyboard. That took 2 weeks of extra development time for me. You know, you might think I'm a little slow, fine. But still, it took extra effort to do. And it's a detail. It's a detail, but it's a detail that matters. And people appreciate it. You get great reviews with things like adorable, fell in love with, fun, joyful. These are the words I want people to use when they use the things that I make, right? Last year, at the end of last year, I did a conference, and I tried to apply all of this to a conference. Experience, the experience, designing the experience. So it was a 3-day thing, and it started out in a palace with a banquet for 90 people, getting them into the experience, saying, this is something different. Those grains of sand in your hourglass, we're respecting them. We want to give you happy ones, right? And then it continued in this hall where we had 18-minute talks and music in between to break them up. And then we had the party in a museum where you could play with some of the technological things that we were showing on stage. And we had this amazing team of about 16 or 17 volunteers. And the only thing that I told them as we were building up to this, we had meetings like, we met at a wine bar every week or something. You know, the only thing I told them was the experience of every person who comes to this event matters. And that's all they needed to hear. Because on the day, they made sure that that was the case. And, you know, again, people noticed. It was a hit. But when I was making the website for it, I had a very interesting experience that I want to share with you. I wanted to test it. I wanted to test this website on an old feature phone, right? And this was my experience. This was when it started. This was my Nokia phone that Adobe had given me many years ago. And it started, and I thought, it's dead. And then it was like, I'm not dead, I just want to know what the date is. I'm like, okay, this is the date. And it said, I want to know what the time is. Okay, this is the time. And then I just wanted to test this website, right? So I thought, okay, there's web and walk. I don't want to walk, but I want a web, so let me try that. And it said, unable to use network, phone is currently in offline mode. And I thought, okay, offline mode, that sounds horrible, what do I do? Well, if you click the WLAN scanning off, apparently it starts WLAN scanning, whatever WLAN is. I don't know what WLAN is, but I did it, and it said refreshing. And I said, no, it's not refreshing, but okay, I'm going to go with you. And then finally it said WLAN networks found. By the way, this is awesome. You know, why have a special place for a message, status message, and a button? Combine them, right? Make it a button that's also a message. It's great. It said WLAN networks found. And then, what do you want to do? Do you want to start web browsing? Do you want to search for WLAN? Or do you want to switch WLAN scanning off? And I thought, maybe I want to switch it off because I'm a masochist. Or, you know, I want to search for WLAN again because that was so much fun the first time. yes, let's do it again. And then it said, okay, which network do you want? This one. And then it said, pre-shared key for WLAN. And I thought, pre-shared key for that sounds hard. I don't know what that is. Oh, password. Password. Right, okay, password. So I started entering my password, and then I made a mistake, and I couldn't find how to delete it. Does anyone know? C, because of course C means delete, right? Right? B is save. D is undo. What the fuck? So, speak human. Speak human. You're speaking to humans. Speak human. And then it said, create WLAN connection in offline mode. I was like, yes, fucking yes. Connection to server needed. Connect. Yes. Create WLAN connection in offline mode. I'm like, yes. Connecting. And it connected. And then I realized my website looked like shit. But this anti-pattern, I call the don't be a total fucking idiot anti-pattern. And I've seen some people using it, so please don't. And it makes me feel like a little baby. And it's not just Nokia. You know, I had a Samsung phone. I started for the first time, and this was the message. No SIM card or phone is turned off. You're fucking kidding me. Who wrote this? What were they on? You might think that, right? But no, this is very easy. This can happen when you think of hardware and software as separate things. And when you settle for mediocrity, right? Don't settle for mediocrity. Mediocrity is everywhere, right? Mediocrity, you see it throughout, yeah, generic text. Mediocrity. I was here and I tried to connect to some network, I think, or a site. This was their mobile site. I mean, really? You built a mobile site, which, you know, you really shouldn't do, but then it looks like this? Wow. I don't know what that is. What is Kinopolis Mobile? Anyway, it was shit. Mediocrity is everywhere. Park Hotel, right? They have this beautiful video playing about Park Hotel. It's like, Park Hotel, it's a beautiful experience. Come here, oh, spa. Lovely. And look at this. Freaking mouse cursor in the middle of it. It's like having a gourmet meal with a fly served in the middle, you know? Shit. There's mediocrity and then there's evil. There's evil. This is my Apple TV. You have already purchased this item. Would you like to buy it again? I never thought of that. That's a really great idea. Yes. Can I buy it 3 times? Don't be evil. Don't be evil, right? Jeremy was showing in his talk earlier, Ryanair. This is Ryanair's website, which in and of itself should probably be considered an affront to humanity and is probably illegal because of human rights in certain countries, but aesthetically at least. But here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it. Look what they ask you. They're so nice. They want to know which country you're from. Aren't they nice? They're lovely. That's not what they're asking you. No, they're asking you whether you want to buy travel insurance, right? Look at the bit before it. Do you want to buy travel insurance? And the answer, of course, the answer is somewhere between Latvia and Lithuania where no normally lives. This is not bad design. This is very good design. It just happens to be evil. Right? I just read this. I read this in the newspaper. Ryanair shuts website but demands online check-in. They shut their website and then they were fining people about like something like, what is it, 60 pounds or something? Yeah, 60 pounds if they didn't check in online, but they shut their website down. Great design, it made them some money, right? But it's a big fuck you to their users. Things like this was on a train. Warning, have you paid? If you haven't, we're gonna charge you a penalty. That's not a warning. What are you gonna do, throw yourself off the train? No, that's not a warning. That would be a warning if it was outside the train. So you can find out about these things at Dark Patterns. I'm sorry, I'm gonna wrap up in 2 minutes. And then there's evil, and then there is lazy. So this was in an airport. And as you can see, there's just one faucet for water, okay? Just one faucet. And if you look up, you see this. Warning, very hot water. So may I just bring your attention back to the fact that there's just one faucet, okay? That's not a warning. That's them telling you, you're gonna burn your hands. And we're okay with it. We're okay with it. Warnings are not a design solution. Don't use them like that. Especially since we can do so much better. We can aim for things like beauty. There was a Turkish cafe in Oslo, and it was so beautiful. I ordered something, some Turkish delight and tea, and I couldn't eat it because I wanted to photograph it. I spent like 15 minutes photographing this thing, just because everything looked so beautiful. You know? How lovely is that if people can appreciate the aesthetics and form an emotional connection? We can go beyond that to delight. I was in a diner, and I saw this guy. And it's a sugar dispenser. And it's so beautiful because I wanted to get some sugar. There's some spoons in there. Look how it works. Look how it works. When you reach for a spoon, to pick up a spoon, it opens its lid. It says, here, take the sugar. It loves me. And I love it. It's beautiful. It's so polite. It's so lovely. So lovely. At a conference I was at, they had coffee cups with noses on them so that when you drank it, it looked like you had a different nose. How lovely. It was a coffee cup. It did what a coffee cup is supposed to do, right? It held the coffee, but then it went beyond that. I met this gentleman, who we should call Tom, that's not his real name, on a plane. And what he does is he travels with these little teddy bears, and each teddy bear has a passport. And every time he gets on a plane, he makes the pilots, he asks them to sign the passports of the teddy bears. Every pilot in there knew who he was when he was flying. Everyone took such great attention to make sure he had a great flight, because he made an emotional connection. How cool is that? To have teddy bears that have passports with them. A delighter, a delight. But what about the Superman effect? So, to sum up, I wanted to create a demonstration of the Superman effect. So, at the beginning of last month, I was in Cannes, and on a boat during a hack day, I created something called Grab Magic. So it was a bunch of geeks that were hanging out on a boat there. Recently, I got to present it in London at the TED auditions for London. So hopefully, if you guys vote for it and if they like it, I might be presenting something similar at TED next year, TED Global. But it won the hack day. And I want to show it to you now from the demonstration that I gave at in Cannes after it won the hack day. And this is how it works. So imagine that you're sitting at home and you're watching television. That's your television screen on the right. That's the screen of your phone. You've got your phone in your hand. You're watching TV, right? And over here, you'll see the phone and you'll see the television. So I'm just going to wave at my TV screen so that it knows that I'm there. And when something interesting comes on that I want to share with my friends, I grab it and I move it to my phone with my finger. So really what I'm doing is I'm grabbing whatever is on the TV screen, right? I'm holding it in my hand and I'm transferring it to my phone, just with my hand. I grab it, hold it in my hand, transfer it to my phone, and I can tweet it, I can send it to Facebook, whatever I want to do, right? And that is magic. That makes me feel like I have superpowers. The ability to just reach out, grab something on a screen, boom, it's on my phone. That's magical to me. And that's important, because experiences are important. Experiences are all we have in life. They make up our lives. And the quality of those experiences determine the quality of our lives. As designers, you have a very special skill. You have the skill to create experiences that give people superpowers. Experiences that empower, amuse, and delight. And the greatest joy in life, a reward in and of itself, is if you can contribute a happy grain of sand into the hourglass of someone's life. Thank you.